What's up, friends, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am doing a deep dive into the realm of red light therapy. I'll cover everything from the science to the benefits to some of the best red light devices on the market right now for any budget. You don't have to spend thousands to get a quality device, and I'll show you some of the best options out there. But first, if you're new here, welcome. My mission is to help you achieve success without sacrificing your health or happiness. I do product reviews weekly, so if you're into this, click that subscribe button and join the Type A tribe. So let's kick things off by talking about some of the science behind red light therapy. And as you probably know by now, this is educational information, not intended to be medical advice. I've also included timestamps in the description below if you're already very well versed in the science of red light and you just want to skip ahead to some of my other points. So all light is on a spectrum. Some of it we see, some of it we don't. Now I will spare you the 8th grade lesson about gamma and radio waves, and I'll just cut straight to the chase. So light is a form of energy, and different types of light have different impacts on our body. So of course there's blue light. Now, natural blue light from the sun helps set our circadian rhythm. Then there's of course UV light. This is the light that comes from the sun and helps us be able to produce vitamin D. And then there's far infrared light. So this is the light from the sun that actually warms you up. And this is also the type of light that is popular in a lot of infrared saunas. And then we come to the type of light that's involved in red light therapy, and that is red light and near infrared light. So what's the difference? So at certain frequencies, red light can actually penetrate the area right beneath the skin surface called the hypodermis. And from here, our mitochondria soak up this red light and can actually use it to produce more energy in the cell. Similar to red light therapy, except that near infrared energy is invisible, and it's actually said to go deeper into the body than red light, reaching soft tissues, muscles, joints, and even bone. So this is actually the light most closely associated with injury repair. So it is this combination of both red light and near infrared light that is the so-called sweet spot for energy and healing, and what most of these red light companies have latched onto when creating their devices. But not all wavelengths are created equal. So for the therapy to be effective, you want to make sure that the device is producing red light that's somewhere in the mid 600 nanometer range, and the near infrared light somewhere in the 800 nanometer range. And it's these wavelengths that are supposedly the most beneficial in the cell and have been backed up by a number of clinical trials about this. So I'll link those in the show notes if you want to nerd out on some more of the science. So let's move on to some of the purported benefits. Now, if you just Google red light therapy benefits, it's honestly overwhelming. It cures acne, melts away fat, gets rid of brain fog, etc. I mean, one article even said red light therapy is the fountain of youth. And to be completely honest with you guys, I debated even making this video to begin with because there are so many conflicting reports out there and just not enough conclusive data to really back up all of these claims. And when you read about some of these benefits and zero side effects, you really have to wonder, is this too good to be true? But I'm not here to sell you a product. I'm here to help you cut through some of the BS. Now, a lot of these benefits that you'll read about or hear about are anecdotal. Now, that is not to discredit them. That is just to say that there has not been enough research or clinical studies done to really back up these claims. So what is, for the most part, scientifically backed? And here is what I've been able to find. Red light therapy can help improve blood circulation, can help with wound healing, can increase collagen production, and can help alleviate muscle and joint pain, specifically around arthritis. And of course, for all of these benefits that I just listed, I will link in the show notes below the scientific studies that correlate to them. The reason I bought a red light device in the first place was for joint pain and to get a little bit more light exposure during the winter months. But what I've ended up using the device for primarily has been reduction in PMS cramps and just overall relaxation right before bed. Now, I haven't been able to make any concrete correlations between using the red light device and seeing any big statistical changes in my Oura Ring data, because red light therapy is a very difficult variable to isolate. I get so many hours of sunlight exposure during the day, so I wonder how much is a 20-minute red light session actually moving the needle for me when it comes to sleep. I think we need to see more studies done on this front, so I can't say for certain that it's helping improve my sleep or sleep quality, but what I can say is that it is definitely helping promote relaxation before bed. Kind of like a cup of chamomile tea. Now, before we get to my side-by-side comparisons of some of the best devices I've found on the market, let's quickly touch upon why you would want to buy a red light device in the first place. So let's start with arthritis and joint pain. So red light could be a great alternative or supplemental treatment for pain if you've exhausted a lot of other options. I think if you're looking for a very targeted treatment, a small handheld device is the way to go. Then we move on to muscle recovery. So if you're a competitive athlete or you're training for something, putting a lot of wear and tear on your body, I do think that incorporating red light therapy into your everyday practice, post-workout, pre-workout, could potentially help reduce some inflammation and maybe even speed up recovery. And when it comes to your skin, I think one of these at-home devices is great for small improvements over a long period of time. But if you're looking for more immediate results for things like acne scarring and pigmentation, you might be better off going with some type of medical grade laser therapy that's been used by clinicians for a heck of a lot longer. So now let's take a look at some of the most popular at-home devices on the market and do a side-by-side comparison of the following: wavelengths, user-friendliness, EMFs, and of course, price. Quick side note, when things open up again, I'm planning to do a side-by-side comparison of some of the larger full-body red light therapy devices at places like Planet Fitness and Bulletproof Labs, but for now, we're gonna stick to the at-home devices. So let's start with the first red light device that I bought about 2 years ago, called the GembaRed Joovv. Now this one has 3 wavelengths: a red, a deep red, and a near infrared. Now in terms of user friendliness, yeah, it's pretty lightweight. It's easy to carry, but it doesn't have a stand and it doesn't have an automatic timer. And I actually broke it in the first 3 months when the cord just pulled out of the unit and Jasper had to actually tape it back together. Now I admit I was a little hard on it. So if you are more gentle and you don't accidentally rip it out of the wall, I think you should be just fine. But I will say it is very simple construction, hence why they're able to keep the price down. So you are gonna get what you pay for. In terms of EMFs, yes, the GembaRed does have some low frequency EMFs, and they outline this on their FAQ page. And in terms of price, this is definitely one of the cheaper options out there that I think still delivers in high quality bulbs. If you don't really care about form and design and you're really just looking for the rudimentary purported benefits of red light and near infrared light, this might be a good place to start, coming in at $300. Moving on to my slight step up from the GembaRed Joovv, and that is the TrueLight Energy Square. Now, I bought this one a little over a year ago as my Gemba was starting to fall apart. I thought this looked sturdier, and it actually had a couple more features, including 4 different wavelengths. So you've got red, deep red, near infrared, and yellow light, which is supposed to help with skin irritation and UV damage. In terms of user friendliness, I'd say it's definitely a step up from the GembaRed. It comes with a stand and a portable remote to be able to turn it on and off. It also has 6 different settings, including pulsing light, which is a huge hit at parties. And it also has an auto shut off after 20 minutes. On their site, they claim to have virtually no EMFs. And when it comes to price, this is gonna cost you just shy of $400, but you are gonna get a heck of a lot more features than the GembaRed. But I admit it is still pricey, and to be completely honest, I don't know if I use it enough to actually justify the price. And for the most part, I'd say these individual panels are an investment. So really think about why you would want one, and then do your research and kind of figure out your budget and how often you're gonna use it. Is it actually gonna be worth the money for you? And finally, we move on to the unofficial leader in the red light arena, and that is Joovv. So what makes them stand out from the rest? Heck of a lot of good marketing, endorsements up the wazoo, and accreditation. So these devices are actually registered with the FDA as Class 2 medical devices for the treatment of pain, strain, and inflammation. But they also have the backing of people like Dave Asprey, Ben Greenfield, and Thomas DeLauer, all of whom have really spread the word out about this brand. And I'll be totally honest, I have been eyeing the Joovv for a very long time now. The slick design, the portability, and the FDA approval really give these mass appeal. But it's that price tag that I just can't seem to get behind. So let's take the Joovv Mini, for instance. It actually is a little bit smaller than the other devices I talked about. It does have the same wavelengths of red light and near infrared light, but it's $700. Now they have a whole family of products from the Joovv Mini to the Elite, all of which are modular, can stack together. They also have very low EMFs and a very strong energy output. So they claim that you can get kind of the same benefits of red light therapy for a much shorter duration of time. So really the barrier to entry comes down to price. Their Elite model costs a whopping $6,000, and even their portable device is $300. Now I know there are a lot of people, a lot of my friends swear by these devices to have helped with a lot of their ailments, but I just haven't found that red light therapy in general has been enough of a game changer in my everyday routine for me to justify shelling out a down payment on a car for something like this. At the end of the day, you don't have to break the bank to actually afford a red light device if you want one. I think both the GembaRed and the TrueLight Energy Square are the best price to value devices that I've been able to find on the market so far. But the market is continuing to grow as this is becoming a huge trend, so we will likely see even more products emerging in the next few months to years. And of course, be on the lookout for gimmicks. There are a lot of them. I would just say be a smart consumer. Do your research, look at what fits in your budget, and really think about how you would incorporate this into your daily routine. Because across the board, what I've read about red light therapy is that it's most effective when it is consistent. So how would you consistently incorporate this into your routine? I think those are the things you should think about before buying one of these things. And as always, thank you so much for your time, for watching. I would love your feedback about this. I was really hesitant to make this video, as I talked about before, but a lot of you were asking me about red light, and I do have a device. And so I just wanted to share my personal thoughts and experience. I am not affiliated or associated with any brand. This is my honest, raw opinion for you guys. And so I'd love your feedback. And please drop me a comment below, hit me up in my DM at KatieTypeA. And don't forget to subscribe to my newsletter. You can find that at katietypea.com, and I'll also include a link in the show notes. And thank you so much for watching. If you are not already subscribed, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and join the Type A tribe. And I can't wait to see you on the next one.